Even though the summer is coming to an end, there's always room for one more Aperol Spritz and a delicious date night dinner. Welcome back to Berry Life, bringing you easy and delicious vegan and vegetarian recipes from around the world. So today we're making Mushroom Pappardelle Pasta in a savory cream sauce. In addition to that, we'll be making homemade garlic bread. So let's get started. We'll start by roughly chopping a handful of parsley. This will go into the pasta as well as on top as garnish. We love parsley for a citrusy bright flavor, which contrasts nicely to the richness of the cream sauce. My wife and I are always looking to try new restaurants for date night. However, sometimes it's nice to stay in and cook a meal together. Maybe watch a funny movie. Next we have a shallot. We'll do a fine dice on this. As the shallots cook down, they'll sort of melt into the sauce. If you're avoiding the use of shallots simply because your partner keeps thanking you by saying thanks a lot, I totally understand. In that case, you can also use a red onion for this, or a sweet onion. Just chop it really finely. What do you call the event when the entire onion family gets together? A family reunion. This looks good, about 1/4 cup. And for our mushrooms, here we have a large pack of baby bella mushrooms. We usually buy the large pack. If we know we're not going to use the rest, we either dehydrate them or store them in the freezer like this. You can also cook the mushrooms in a little bit of oil before storing them in the freezer. For these fresh ones, we'll just remove the stem and cut them into thin slices. For this recipe, we'll need about 2 to 3 cups of mushrooms. How does a mushroom clean its house? With a mush broom. Recently, my wife and I have been thinking about growing our own mushrooms. My wife especially wants to try a hydroponic technique. If you have any tips or tricks, please let us know in the comments section below. We're always looking to learn. With that, our prep is done. For our pasta, we're using this pappardelle pasta. Pappardelle just means pasta in the form of wide ribbons. It comes from the verb pappare, or to gobble up, or to eat. We'll cook these to al dente per package instructions, and save a cup of that starchy pasta water. At this point, saving pasta water has become a bit of an instinct. It really helps when you're making a sauce, whether to thin it out or thicken it up. We'll strain the pasta and set it aside. Now we can cook with fire, or our trusty induction top here. We'll start by adding the mushrooms to a pan over medium heat. We're adding the frozen mushrooms first, just to demonstrate how they can be used. We're not going to add any oil or butter at this stage. This will help the mushrooms firm up and intensify in flavor. These look good. Now we'll push them to the side and add the fresh mushrooms. You can also use the white button mushrooms or shiitake mushrooms for this recipe. Here we'll add a little bit of salt. This helps to extract the moisture from the mushrooms and seasons them as they cook in their own juices. This may take a few minutes depending on the moisture levels of the mushrooms. We use a variety of mushrooms in recipes from various cuisines, such as Italian, Chinese, Japanese, or Indian. Check out the link above for more of our great mushroom recipes. There, this looks good. Now we'll push all the mushrooms to the edge and add 2 tablespoons of butter. You can also use olive oil or vegan butter, along with a tablespoon of minced garlic, and our finely diced shallots, about 1/4 cup. We'll cook the garlic and the shallots in the butter until shallots are softened. This will take a couple of minutes. For the full written recipe, go to our website at berrylife.com. Thank you all for taking the time to visit our site and providing useful feedback in the comment section below. It really helps for both YouTube and Google to help rank our content and be recommended more often. Now we can mix everything together, and to it we'll slowly add a cup of heavy cream. Here you can also use coconut milk or vegan heavy cream. We like a lighter sauce. If you like more sauce, go ahead and add more cream. Then just give it a stir. We want the cream to heat up and just begin to thicken, and season it with a bit of salt and freshly ground coarse black pepper. Black pepper loses its fragrance very quickly, so always use freshly ground when possible. Then we'll allow the sauce to come to a gentle boil. Next, we'll add the pasta. Since the pasta is clumping a little bit, we'll add a little bit of pasta water to help it loosen up. Since the pasta water also has starch and salt, it will help the sauce thicken up without watering it down. Then we'll gently stir to coat all the pasta with the sauce and heat it through. This looks good. At this point, we'll turn off the heat. Then add in some of our freshly chopped parsley, grated Parmigiano Reggiano, and a couple of spoonfuls of grated Pecorino Romano, which adds a nice tanginess to the dish. Now, just with the residual heat in the pan, we'll gently mix and allow the sauce to thicken up. Here, a spoon or two of pasta water can help as well, if needed. This pasta is easy to make, with simple ingredients, but the results turn out to be very sophisticated. I guess this is what they mean by simple sophistication. That's it. Mushroom pappardelle pasta is done. Now we can take it off the heat. To make our garlic bread, we'll start with a handful of Italian parsley. We'll chop it fine, just about a 1/4 cup. For our bread, we're using a country French bread. You can use a hearty Italian bread as well, like ciabatta or penne di casa. Just something with a nice crust. We'll cut these into 1-inch thick slices. These are thick enough to absorb the garlic butter. We'll place it on a tray and spray it lightly with cooking oil or cooking spray. Then we'll place it in the toaster to toast lightly. This is an important step to avoid greasy or chewy garlic bread. We're using the air fryer because it has a toast setting. Super convenient. This looks good. Now we'll set it aside to cool. While our bread is cooling, in a small pan we'll melt some butter. While the butter is melting, we'll add some minced garlic along with granulated garlic for a 1-2 punch of garlicky goodness. Why double the garlic? One for fragrant and the other for intensity. Enough to keep any pesky vampires at bay. Then some red chili flakes for a bit of heat. Actually, this recipe is more than just garlic bread. It could be considered Texas toast. And salt to taste. Then we'll stir and cook the garlic into the butter until fragrant. And lastly, we'll add parsley. And stir for about 20 to 30 seconds. At this point, the entire kitchen just smells amazing. Then we'll take it off the heat. With the garlic butter cooled, we'll spoon it over the mixture onto our toast, making sure to spread it evenly across the surface. Then hit it with some Parmigiano Reggiano. You can actually prepare this garlic bread before you make the pasta, and set it aside. Then just broil it for a minute before serving. Now off to the air fryer. This time we'll place the tray near the top and set it to broil. We'll broil this until the top is toasted and the cheese is slightly melted. This looks perfect. With all the cooking done, it's time for a drink. Today we're making an Aperol Spritz, one of our favorite drinks for the summer. They're simple and incredibly refreshing. To a glass with ice in it, we'll add 2 ounces of Aperol, along with 4 ounces of Prosecco, which is Italian sparkling wine, and top it off with citrusy seltzer water, along with a dehydrated slice of blood orange. There it is. Cheers, everyone. Incredibly refreshing. Thank you for joining us as we prepared this delicious date night dinner. Check out the video description box below for the full recipe. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to spread the love. This is truly a simple and sophisticated recipe that can be prepared for a special occasion or after a busy week to relax on a Friday night. It's especially fun to make together with someone special in our life. And a bowl for my better half, with some more of that pecorino romano. There you have it, mushroom pappardelle pasta with homemade garlic bread. A taste of Italy in the comfort of our own kitchen. Thank you for watching. Enjoy!